Anambra. God bless the shining light that we bear. We're the only ones to make her brighter, the only ones to make her better, the only ones to make Anambra shine.
The venue was Alex Ekweme Square, Awka, the Anambra State capital, on the 12th of January 2015. The awesome attendance was adequately representational of the population and spread of Igbo in the southern part of Nigeria. It is common knowledge that Igbo strongly believe in the communion of the living with the dead. They believe that both the living and the dead deserve respect accruable to them by common membership of the clan. This informs the concerted efforts by Igbo to adequately recognize and honor both the living and the dead according to everyone's social attainment. The dead are entitled to some level of communal honor from their surviving compatriots. Failure to accord such honor is strongly believed to attract nemesis to the neglecting parties. It is instructive to note, therefore, that the colorful Anambra State funeral for Igbo victims of various Nigeria crises serves as an atonement ritual to mollify the spirits of the departed and free the living from the consequence of retribution. Understanding these traditional implications of affording burial rights for our dearly departed, the governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano, led the entire Igbo nation in a colorful burial ceremony to bring closure to the huge losses borne by his people. Never before this auspicious event had any government in Igbo land organized befitting burial or funeral ceremony for Igbo who were mowed down in their numbers in the whirlwinds of violence that enveloped the country or some parts thereof in its fledgling journey to nationhood. The entire Igbo nation heeded the call by the governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano, and trooped out en masse. Prominent sons and daughters of Igbo land were in attendance. The major markets in Anambra State were closed for the occasion, and market associations across the southeast were duly represented. The youth associations were not left out in the historic event. In his welcome address, the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism explained that the event theme, OZOEMEZINA, which means never again, is not a rallying point for hate or revenge, but one to build forgiveness and security of the future of our children through peaceful coexistence of love with our neighbors.
OZOEMEZINA is a rallying call on everyone to remember that people sacrifice their lives for us to enjoy our freedom today. Decent burial is the least we can do for these great men and women of history.
The event was kicked off with an ecumenical church service.
But there is still a blessed slave from which none ever wakes to.
In his opening prayer, the Anglican Bishop of Awka, His Grace, Most Reverend Alexandra Ibezim, prayed for the repose of the lost souls.
As we are united together as one family, never to be divided anymore, because today we are taking a stand that those that have died are our brothers and sisters, and we have accorded them the respect that is due them, and therefore our God will lead us in this country to take our rightful position in Nigeria through Jesus Christ our Lord.
The first reading from the book of Job was read by the chief mourner, His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano.
After my awakening, he will set me close to him, and from my flesh I shall look on God. He whom I shall see will take my part. These eyes will grade on him and find him not aloof. This is the word of the Lord.
The second reading and gospel were read by CAN President, Anambra State Senior Apostle Team Obala, and Anambra State CAN Secretary Reverend Moses Ezedibego, respectively. In his homily, His Grace Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, Catholic Bishop of Awka, urged the mammoth crowd to embrace forgiveness and peace for the onward development of the nation.
OZOEMEZINA cannot be an excuse or pretext to wag fingers at others, but first and foremost, the expression of our commitment to do all in our powers so that such a calamity does not befall our community and our nation again. As regards how to remember, it is necessary to draw attention to the necessity of forgiveness and promise. Forgiveness is what frees us as individuals and as communities from the burdens and hurts of the past.
Candles were then lit by all present as they stood in a minute's silence in a mark of respect for the dead. Addressing the massive crowd, His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano, whose speech was titled OZOEMEZINA, Memory and the Quest for Igbo Renaissance, said that the time is now for the Igbo to come together to build the region for future generations to come.
Today is a great day in our collective memory. Today, we begin the symbolic effort of casting a long look backwards beyond the immediate horizon of our national experience to honor the memories of our loved ones who lost their lives to the various dark chapters of our nation history. In doing this, we are guided by our belief that life itself is an unbroken stream of experiences stitched together by memory. Without memory, life assumes the attributes of a futile gaze into the void of time. Now, before I go any further, let us once more observe a moment of silence in honor of our brothers and sisters Ndi Igbo niile who died during the Civil War. May their souls and the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of the Lord, rest in perfect peace. The place of memory in Igbo worldview. Umunnem Ndi Igbo. As is the case with the worldview of other great nations, memory occupies a preeminent place in Igbo worldview. Our ancestors believed that a people without memory have absolutely no future. To underscore the significance of memory, they handed us the concept of Nchetaka. Recalling is supreme. They silently nudge us to realize that life presents us with a diversity of experiences, and out of this menu are tombstones that should guide us into the future. These wise ancestors also gave us the philosophy of Onye Aya na Nwanne, be your brother's keeper, which has become the philosophy of our great party, APGA. With this, we are constantly reminded that life's most enduring experiences are usually shared as a group, and that these experiences, though traumatic sometimes, should strengthen our bonds of brotherhood. My brothers and sisters, we are not alone on this. History presents us with a long list of ethnicities and nations that have risen through horrific experiences to strengthen their ties of brotherhood and reaffirm their humanity through symbolic events like the one we have gathered here today to perform. Ndibai, anyone who is familiar with contemporary world history can liken our efforts here today to Jewish efforts to honor the memory of the Holocaust, as well as the recent efforts to commemorate the Rwandan genocide in Kigali. In the Jewish example, we see the firm resolve of the world jury to ensure that the tragic history of the Holocaust is permanently etched on human memory, that the world never forgets. Many major cities in Europe and America have a Holocaust memorial built to perpetuate the memory of about 6 million Jews that died in the waves of the anti-Semitism that swept through the world at that time. Instructively, the people of Rwanda have quickly recovered from the genocide that marked the Hutus and Tutsis conflict of the 90s to build an ambitious economy. They have erected the Kigali Genocide Memorial Center, which opened in April 2004, to perpetuate the memory, renew their past, and solemnly declare to themselves and say, never again. Sadly, although we share a similar experience with the Rwandese, our attitude to the memory of that sad experience has lacked boldness and organized response. Umunnem Igbo. It is a thing of pride to be only Igbo. We are indeed a remarkable people. However, throughout history, there has always been a price to pay for greatness. Our natural disposition to seek wealth, creating opportunities in known and unknown places across the world, and support the local economy with our famed energy has made us imminent targets of conflicts that we had no hand in fomenting. Ndibai Ndibo. Happily, our brave spirit has helped us navigate the minefields of this experience. We have become one of the most successful black people in the world. We have set high standards in literature, in business, in academia, in science, in information technology, entertainment, and nearly every field of human endeavor. Umunnem, we are the owners of the proud history, paved with pain and anguish, and watered by the blood of the innocent. Hardly is there a family in this gathering without a story of profound loss. But beside every story of loss sits a story of success, of glory, and of abundance. Ndibai, to the glory of God, we are not a people with a single story. We are a proud, intensely driven, hardworking, innovative, adventurous, and forward-looking people with more gifts than the world can take. Umunnem, we are the inheritors of an uncommon valor. This brave spirit inspires us to live above the common level. We are quick to climb over the pains of an awful experience and rebuild broken walls of friendship that will open fresh doors of hope. We do this with ease because we are a people of faith. We believe in the centrality of God in the affairs of men. We are bold enough to accept the cruel verdict of fate and bury our dead with fanfare. Our culture upholds the centrality of burial as a crucial epilogue in the narrative of life. It is this belief that prompted many citizens of the southeastern states to approach me at the inception of this administration with a request for a formal burial of our brethren who died in the pogroms, the Civil War, the World War II. Thousands of these people died because they believed in the ideal of united and strong Nigeria. They died courageously because our people do not acknowledge fear. Today, we honor them in words and in deeds. We offer them a final resting place, a sanctuary where their memory will forever ruffle the leaves of time. Today, we lay down their memorial stones. We bring closure to the wanderings of our brothers and sisters whose great souls have yearned for the dignity of a formal burial over the last half-century. Today, as we light our candles and whisper our silent prayers to ease their passage to eternity, we cleanse ourselves of the pain of their death and plant the trees of forgiveness in their memory. And in doing this, we open a new page of a brighter history for our people. In my inaugural address, I informed Igbo that the time had come for us to climb over the recriminations of the past and build a new bridge of understanding across Nigeria. I argued that if our ancestors sacrificed so much to create Nigeria, we must not sacrifice any less to rebuild its country. I also re-emphasize my belief that our future as a people is better guaranteed in a united, indivisible Nigeria. My administration is committed to lifting up the standards of our shared experience. We shall continue our bold efforts to ensure that we are not only united in times of adversity and grief, but in times of victories and peace. With this ceremony, I urge you to mourn no more, but rather celebrate the bravery of these great spirits who lost their lives yesterday, that we may find peace today. Brothers and sisters, this is the essence of being here today. This is the spirit behind OZOEMEZINA. May this ceremony here today unite all Igbos anywhere in the world and make us think home. Let us join hands to rebuild the Southeast. Let us bring our wealth home and leverage on our reach and contacts to develop our states. May I, at this point, ask everybody to rise and say 3 times, OZOEMEZINA. 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 Dalonu.
After the speech, which received a standing ovation, Chief Willie Obiano proceeded to the cenotaph to unveil the memorial wall bearing names of the departed. He lit the memorial candle, symbolizing the light of the citizens of the state who lost their lives, and finally unveiled the marble plaque which will be at the memorial site. He also laid a wreath in their memorial.
The Igbo race can now behold the future with great promise, with great hope, with great pride, knowing that the journey of a people will be marked with peaks and falls. But what is important is the number of times they get up when they fall. The Igbos have gotten up from this war and will never go down again.
Still, it's a good gesture for us to have this public celebration to recognize the suffering and death during the course of the Civil War Nigeria for fighting them.
It has also helped us now to put a closure to the Civil War, to all the memories.
The final phase of the ceremony was the recognition of this great burial tradition that Igbo reveled in colorful dance and masquerade displayed that amplified the cultural undertone of the event. Igbo came from far and wide and expressed great fulfillment. The members of the market unions from Anambra and other parts of the geopolitical region lined up to pay homage to Governor Obiano, who stood as the chief mourner on behalf of the entire Igbo. The governor sat in the Eco Mourner's Corner with Dr. Alex Ekwueme, ex-vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Prince Arthur Eze, Chief Victor Ume, and Chief Chukwuemeka Ojukwu Jr.
Since he's the one that had in mind to do this type of thing, it's something that everybody supposed to emulate. That people that died, there's no need to forget them, just like that, because they fought for us, and by special grace of God, we must have the chance to remember them.
The importance of this is to know what has gone in the past concerning our brothers and to know the next step in future. At least now, by the sermon here, we learned how to waste the past and unite together as brothers. So I find it so fine to my heart that I will forget what had gone and now become one as one nation of Nigeria.
I feel very happy and excited being here because it's a wonderful occasion At least being remembered our old heroes in the past. At least being remembered all those who participated in the occasion. At least the Igbo state and the Abia state, the Anambra state and the Ebonyi state and the Enugu state we have today. These are people we are proud of, and we are proud of them. We are proud to represent them. So we are proud to associate with them. That's why we memorize and remember them as our heroes in the past.
All the 23 local governments of Anambra State, led by their chairmen and presidents general of town unions, also took turns in paying their last respect to their dearly departed kingsmen and women.
Today, the families of these heroes have been given a sense of belonging by the government. They have known that the government have not forgotten them, and it will go a long way to the families of these fallen heroes.
This is a good beginning. This is a good beginning because I think we have given honor to those who have sacrificed to allow us to have the freedoms that we enjoy today.
This has united everyone that has an Igbo extraction, that has an Igbo blood in him. This is a unity. So Abokodika is growing beyond the governor of Anambra State. A historic mantle has fallen on him to rebuild the Igbo nation.
It is therefore edifying, observing the uncommon confluence of the spirits of pain, relief, forgiveness, camaraderie, and fellowship among Igbo, who converged in great numbers for a revealing hindsight, a deep inward look, and a vision of the way forward as they intoned OZOEMEZINA in one unbroken voice, derived from the common lessons of their history. Never again, they collectively resolved, will the overwhelming pains of the Civil War be visited on them.
That this will unify us like he did in Kigali. The Igbo should think home. They should bring their wealth home to develop Igbo land. We have been developing everywhere but Igbo land. So with this spirit being laid to rest today, the Igbo should unite and bring their wealth of experience, of money, their contacts, their reach to develop Igbo land.
Chief Willie Obiano's well-thought-out full funeral compliments for the unsung Igbo victims of the various crises in Nigeria and globally has set the Anambra State Governor and his government ahead of their peers in the southeast of Nigeria. Now, with the spirits of the fallen heroes laid to rest, the process of building a unified, prosperous region begins.
Shining light that we bear, we're the only ones to make her brighter, the only ones to make her better, the only ones to make Anambra shine. With our sweat and blood, every breath of our lives, we've trust in God.